and also because for the first time, accommodation in the Olympic Village is provided free of charge. Administrators announced today that they've halved the 4,000 surplus, but need to make more reductions over the next 2 weeks. Britain, though, is not affected. Fans are also facing a squeeze. Extra offshore accommodation is being arranged because of pressure in the town. This luxury seafront hotel is expected to be operating at only 85% capacity by July. Barcelona's popularity is bringing its own problems.
And that's the BBC News tonight. Good night.
Good evening. Parents in the Willenhall area of Coventry say they're afraid to let their children out alone until the killer of 3-year-old Carl Kennedy has been found. Today, the police issued a description of a man they want to question about the killing.
The main thrust of the second day of the police investigation has been a minute examination of the recreational area where Carl's body was found. He'd been savagely murdered at the scene with a sharp-edged instrument, possibly an axe or golf club, but police are still searching for the murder weapon. They want to question a man seen nearby at the time.
About 40 to 45, wearing a white T-shirt and grey trousers. He was what appeared to be drinking from a can, which the witnesses describe as a beer can.
2 youths were questioned last night and released on police bail.
The company which owns the Merry Hill shopping centre near Dudley has called in the receiver, as you may have heard. The property group Mountley has debts of around £500 million. The firm had been hoping to sell the Merry Hill centre earlier this year, but the deal fell through. It's understood there's no threat to existing stores on the site, but future development may be called into question. West Mercia police said tonight that distress flares had been fired at the Force helicopter by some of the travellers camped at Castle Morton Common in Worcestershire. The helicopter wasn't hit, but the police say the consequences could have been much more serious. 20,000 travellers have been camped on the Common for 4 days. Hundreds of local residents have called a special helpline to complain about the site. They say the travellers are causing noise, dumping litter and disrupting local traffic. Finally, people living in the Kidderminster area are being asked to look out for an escapee, a monkey, from the West Midlands Safari Park. Back tomorrow on Breakfast News. Now to the weather forecast.
Good evening. Amazingly, the weather's been very good for most of us over this bank holiday weekend, but there have been some very nasty thunderstorms around, and today was no exception. They developed initially along the backbone of England, up along the Pennines, showing up beautifully on this satellite picture, and they drifted northwards into Scotland, up into northwestern Scotland now. Now, we can see that. Another way of looking at it is to look at the weather radar, and you'll notice how those echoes show up, quite bright echoes showing where the heaviest of the rain is, and some rain over Northern Ireland as well. Some quite heavy rain just to the north of Northern Ireland. That's being given by a weather front, and in the next 24 hours or so that weather front will drift away to the west and it'll take the rain with it. So tonight the odd spot of rain over Northern Ireland, but I think the heaviest of it is now moved away to the north, and we'll still find those thunderstorms cracking off over East Anglia, up across the Pennines, Cumbria, running up into northwestern parts of Scotland, but they will tend to die away overnight, as will the rain over Northern Ireland, so a dry night by the end of the night. Elsewhere, well, it will turn rather misty, perhaps some fog, low cloud running on to the eastern side of the Pennines, but temperatures probably no lower than about 10 degrees. Now that mist and fog is going to burn off very quickly tomorrow. There'll be a lot of warm sunshine around. We might find some of the mist and low cloud just lingering a little bit longer along the northeast coast, but it will clear away, and then during the afternoon, once things warm up, I think we could find 1 or 2 showers being set off. I think tomorrow more particularly over the high ground. Now the winds are going to play a very important as far as the feel's concerned for the day tomorrow. They'll be coming in off the North Sea, so it's going to feel quite cool along this northeastern coast, and probably a much fresher feel to the day inland, although temperatures will once again get up to around 25 or 26 degrees. On Wednesday, that weather feature that affected Northern Ireland will move further away to the west, and then Thursday we'll find this weather front drifting up across the Bay of Biscay. So generally I think the weather is starting off each day fine, although rather misty down this northeast coast. 1 or 2 showers developing in the afternoon, then late Thursday more thunderstorms.
If you go into the bush tomorrow, you're sure of a big surprise.
Just get on with it.
I'm frightened, Liz.
It's all right, Arlene. You've got me with you.
Oh!
That sounds like... Nah.
The Bush Telegraph, seriously at work, tomorrow at 9:30 on BBC1. Into every life, a little rain must fall. In Lovejoy's, somehow it never rains, but it pours. Lovejoy, Wednesday at 8 on 1.
BBC Two continues its tribute to screen legend Marlene Dietrich in just under 10 minutes with the first of 3 programmes celebrating her remarkable career. Actor and director Maximilian Schell persuaded Dietrich to give a rare and albeit sound-only interview. The result is an amusing and moving tribute to an enigmatic star. This is BBC One, where your reservation is made at the newly refurbished Bates Motel. Its unsavoury past means you may be witness to some disturbing violence. Please enjoy your stay, but whatever you do, keep out of the shower.